Protective hat and sunglasses. Check. Okay, 2 dogs. Check. Their life vests. Check. Pump. Check. Brand new big battery. Check. Fishing rod, which is a night vision fishing rod. It's fluorescent, that top, just the tip, which is still in its packaging here. And there's a CD there which I must read. It's apparently all about fishing. Bonus DVD. 2 lots of water. Check. Bowl. A fishing lure, which I don't know how to attach yet. I'll do that when I'm in the boat and when I've opened it. Scissors to open the various retail packaging. Check. Outboard motor. Check. 4 seats. Yep. Boat. Yep. And the most important of the lot, something to float on. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's put all this stuff together. If that is a skull of something that lives in the river that's just washed up, I don't know if I want to go out in that river. What could it be? If that's the skull, the body must be huge. That is a skull, isn't it? Eye sockets and all that stuff. Oh well, hopefully I won't hook one of those, full-sized, alive and angry. This is a saltwater river. It's tidal, and it's not full salt perhaps, but it's salty. That's why I brought 2 bottles of fresh water and a bowl for the dogs. Don't you jump in, nice. You're okay, Hugo. I better not drop this camera either. We're just sort of cruising around under the shade of these trees here. In the shade, it's very nice. And sooner or later, I guess I'm going to have to stop and figure out how to put this lure onto the what's it called, a fishing rod. And I have to do something with the line too. It's got to go into all those little whirligigs to get to the top. Maybe I should pull into here's a little beach right there, look, on the other side of the river. Maybe I should pull in there and just spend a quiet 15 to 20 minutes figuring all that stuff out. And then I'll give you some water in your bowl. So we're stopped. I've given them permission to get out, but Hugo's quite happy just looking along that river there. And Nice is drinking that water I've just filled his bowl up with. Hugo, you don't want to get out? Okay, well, I've got this thing. See, it's got... I'm trying to do this one-handed, which is dangerous because they're hooks. See that? They've got hooks attached to them, and it looks like a little fish. So I don't think I have to attach any wriggly, smelly things to it, like bait. I think I just need to attach this to the line and get this line up there to the end of the rod. So let's do that. Oh, ow, 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 I've got that in my finger. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Oh, stop. Oh, ow. This is 15 minutes later. The dogs still seem quite happy in the boat. Oh, look, there's a bigger boat. And the dogs are looking at that, enviously perhaps. Anyway, I've got this thing on. I've just got to get it out of the material of my shorts now without skewering myself and having no more family life left. That's got it. Alright, I'm not sure what sort of knots I had to put in it. But anyway, that's the way I've got it. So now we're going to go back in the boat. See, here's the wash coming from that bigger boat. Look at it rocking mine. Hugo is not happy with that. And that boat was going slow. Can you imagine if a speedboat goes by? It's alright, Hugo, everything's okay. Good boy. We're going to go now. I'm getting this into a terrible mess. See, all the bits of, what is it called, the line are just all over the place. and now it's going around near my motor. I think it's going to get tangled up. I think I'm going to have to go back to the beach and maybe try and fish from the beach until I get out, find out how to figure this out. Well, the dogs seem happy enough still. I'm back at the beach. This has fallen in the dog's water. At least it's not the camera this time, it's just this, what's it called? It's a reel, isn't it? So now I've got to figure out, can you see how all the line is all twisted around? And I don't know, I seem to have lost it. I can't even see where it is at the top there. Anyway, I've got to sort that out. Okay, I've done it. I've got it out and I've caught something. I caught a leaf. Do you fancy a leaf for your dinner, dogs? I might have to do some Googling on how to handle this, because I'm sure there should be a stopper that stops this line from reeling out, so that I can put a lock on it here somewhere. And I just don't know where it is. And how to, what is it, to tense it, a tensioner, would that be called? I'm going to have to find all that out and maybe play that silly CD that came with it. Maybe it's not so silly. Okay, I figured it out. I've actually put it on wrong, and it's got to go through another part, which means actually undoing all those knots, and I don't think I'll be able to undo the knots there. I have to cut that off and then redo the whole rod again, which I'm not going to do now. Not when there's a whole river to go and the dogs are quite happy just to boat. So am I. We'll just do a bit of boating. And the fishing can come another time, because even if I caught a fish, I still don't... Well, I think I'm still too squeamish to kill the thing. So I've got to psych myself up for that. So we'll put this thing back for the time being and just do a bit of travelling along the water. Now, I'm not sure what all these things on the bridge mean. There's a red thing and there are green things. And as they're facing towards the river, I'm sure that they're directed at boats. Red means danger, so maybe I shouldn't go near the red one. I better turn the camera off and actually just go very carefully here. If I go too fast, this boat starts to bounce, and the way these dogs have lined themselves up, see, with their feet off, they're quite happy like this, but when the boat starts to bounce, they dive down into the bottom of the boat and they look very unhappy, and then I slow down and they come back onto here just so as they can see over. When they're down there, they cannot see the water and they can't see over. So I'm going to go slow, because the other thing too, with me sat on the side of this rubber boat, if it bounces too much and I bounce off and the motor is on, I guess it goes off without me, doesn't it? And just the two little dogs on it. So I'll just keep the motor at the first 1, 2 and 3 out of the 10 speeds, and everything will be safe. Lots of nice little beaches around the place. I just saw a flying fish, so I know there's flying fish in this river. It actually wasn't a flying fish, it was a bouncing fish. You know, like those stones that you skim along the surface? Well, this fish skimmed along the surface maybe 6 times. Hugo was very interested. Now look, see, there's a public viewing spot where you can sit and look at the water. Should we go there and sit and look at the water? Oh wait, we're already sitting in a boat and looking at the water. No, well, we won't do that. This is a nice little hobby actually. I'm going to enjoy this. See how the flecks in the water are going the opposite direction to us? Because I've turned around, I'm going back, or we're trying to go back, and we're going against the current and we're hardly moving. We've been going for about 45 minutes, 50 minutes, and we made very good time because we were going with the current. We're coming back up towards this bridge now from the other side. I'm lucky that, what's this? I see. I'm lucky I've got a very full battery here, because even for 45 minutes that we've been going, it's showing almost fully charged. Now when I bought it, the blurb did say it had up to 250 hours depending on conditions. That's the motor. Oops, you fell over. You go. Let's get you back up. There you go. Oh, look, I'm worrying about Hugo. I'm falling. Now I've beached myself. I was so worried about Hugo. Oops. Better turn this. As I was saying before, I got embarrassingly beached when Hugo fell off the seat. It's lucky I've got a full charge. I'm still learning, and I have to bear in mind now that when I turn to come back, if it's against the current, it's going to take me a lot longer because I'm really traveling slowly here. So I have to keep an eye on the charge of the battery. There's a guy up there fishing on the beach, on that little beach there, see him? He's got two rods, so I guess he knows how to set them up. It looks like just near the bridge is where the fish must gather. I'll remember that for when I get my fishing rod set up. This is quite eerie. We're under the bridge. There's all these different pylons that I'm trying to go through and not hit. Whoops, there's one very close. Because it's not directly over the bridge, this bridge. It's not directly over the river. It goes across the river at an angle. We're almost out of it. And then there's another bridge further ahead up there. And then we should be at the ramp where I launched the boat from. So there's the boat ramp, and there's someone actually sitting there fishing on the spot where I come in. We've been gone for more than 2 hours, and these lights are all fully lit up. I don't know if you can see that or not. They're all fully lit up, which means they're still on full charge. So maybe it does go for 250 hours. Now I've got to come in right where that looks like a mother and daughter is. I think I can miss them all right. Hopefully. So we're up onto the beach. There's this lady and her son fishing. But she says she doesn't know enough to teach me. Her husband set them up for her and went away, and he'll be back later. So I won't wait around for the husband. We'll just dismantle this boat and go on our way. Galah was just drinking that water, and it's seawater, so I'm not sure what it sees there. So here we are. Here's the CD, DVD, Getting Started and Estuary Fishing. I reckon Getting Started is the one I need to watch, so excuse me while I watch a video.